Did you know that nearly 1 in 3 people who retire end up going back to work within just 5 years? And it is rarely because they miss their boss. It is almost always because they simply will run out of money. You have worked incredibly hard your entire life. You have saved. You have invested. You are dreaming of traveling, hitting the golf course, or just finally relaxing with your family. But the thought of actually handing in that final resignation letter, it can be absolutely terrifying. The fear of outliving your money is real, but it doesn't have to be your reality. If you're asking yourself if you are ready to retire, you need absolute clarity. Today, we are going right to the heart of the matter. We are going to walk through the essential questions you must answer before you ever officially pull the plug on your career. Get this right, and you are set for a proper financially secure lifestyle in retirement. Get them wrong, and your golden years could turn into a financial nightmare. First, if you appreciate this type of Canadian-focused financial planning content, please follow and subscribe as well as hit the notification button. Let's get back to it. First, you need to answer this. What is my actual survival number? Most people just guess. They look at their current salary and assume they need the exact same amount in retirement. But that is rarely true. Let me tell you about a couple I recently spoke with. Let's call them John and Mary. They assumed they needed $8,000 a month in retirement because that's what they spent while working. But once we actually sat down and ran the numbers, we realized their mortgage was fully paid off. They were no longer commuting. They weren't buying expensive work clothes. Their actual required retirement income was closer to $6,500 a month. That realization completely changed their timeline. They were able to retire 3 years earlier than they originally thought. You need to track your current expenses and strip away the costs that will disappear when you stop working. Then add in the new costs: travel, hobbies, and yes, healthcare. Figure out exactly what it costs just to keep the lights on and put food on the table. That is your baseline. The second question you have to answer is, when am I pulling the trigger on my pension options? This is a massive decision here in Canada. You have the Canada Pension Plan, or CPP, and Old Age Security, OAS. Plus, maybe you are lucky enough to have an employer pension. You do not have to take them all at exactly age 65. In fact, if you delay your CPP to age 70, your payouts increase significantly. But what if your health isn't great? Taking it at 60 might actually be the smarter mathematical move. I see people leave tens of thousands of dollars on the table because they just take the default option without looking at their specific health and financial situation. You need to map out every single income source. Look at the penalties for taking it early versus the guaranteed bonuses for delaying it. Now, figuring out all these different income streams, running the math on your baseline expenses, and keeping track of all your accounts can feel incredibly overwhelming. You do not have to do it alone. If you want to master your money, you need to subscribe to this channel for the absolute best content on Canadian personal finance. And to make your planning completely frictionless, you should use our free personal finance app located at www.financiallywise.ai. It is an absolute game changer. You can effortlessly manage your own finances, like manage your budget, track your investments, do investment research that shows everything you need to know about the stock, ETF, or mutual fund you are researching, with even buy-sell recommendation from analysts. See your goals progress, eliminate your debt, and track your net worth, which is super important for anyone taking their finances seriously. You can get estimate on how much life insurance you need, and you also have a financial health score with recommendations on easiest ways to improve your financial health. Plus, you get exclusive access to a personalized AI-powered financial coach built right in to answer your money questions 24/7. Do not leave your future to chance. Go to www.financiallywise.ai right now and get set up for free. Okay, back to the questions. The third thing you must ask yourself before you retire is, what is my tax-efficient accumulation strategy? It's not just about how much money is saved, but it's also about how you plan to withdraw from your savings and live off it as income. Did you know there's a way to defer taxes on the withdrawals you make from your non-registered account? You must consider your withdrawal order. A great strategy is pulling heavier from RSPs and RIF in the early retirement years while delaying CPP and OAS. Any excess you don't need to live on gets reinvested into a TFSA, assuming there is contribution room, or paying down debts if you have any. There needs to be a clear, year-by-year plan detailing exactly when to pull from taxable sources, RRSPs, RRIFs, non-registered accounts, and tax-free sources like TFSAs. Did you know there is a way to pull income from non-registered accounts and defer taxable income similar to a RRSP? Ask your financial planner about corporate class accounts. This is where I see the biggest, most expensive mistakes. Let me tell you about a guy named David. David retired and decided he wanted to buy a massive $100,000 RV to travel across the country. He had the money sitting in his RRSP, so he just withdrew the $100,000 all at once. What he didn't realize was that in Canada, that massive withdrawal is added directly to his taxable income for the year. He got hit with a staggering tax bill that completely derailed his plans. Your RRSP, your TFSA, your non-registered accounts, they are all treated completely differently by the government. You need a strategy for which accounts you drain first to keep your tax bill as low as legally possible. It is not just about how much money you have saved. It is about how much money you actually get to keep. Number 4. How does my real estate factor into my cash flow? A primary residence is often the largest asset, but equity doesn't pay for groceries. Is the home generating wealth, or is it bleeding net worth through property taxes, high utility bills, and maintenance? Eventually, downsizing can free up a massive amount of tax-free capital, thanks to the principal residence exemption, to supercharge a retirement portfolio. But the transaction costs and emotional toll need to be weighed heavily. What is the contingency plan for inflation and health shocks? A retirement plan needs to be built to survive a 30-year timeline, which means it will face unexpected economic and personal challenges. Will the portfolio yield enough growth to outpace inflation, ensuring purchasing power isn't destroyed by year 15? While provincial healthcare covers the basics, specialized long-term care, mobility renovations, and certain prescriptions can drain a portfolio rapidly. The final question has nothing to do with money at all. You need to ask yourself, what am I retiring to? So many people spend their whole lives running away from a job they dislike. They are retiring from something, but they have no idea what they are retiring to. You are going to have 40 to 50 extra hours a week to fill. If your only plan is watching TV, you may need to have less saved compared to some who plans to travel or pick up hobbies. The most successful retirees I see have a clear vision. They volunteer. They start a small side business. They take up a new sport. They have a purpose that gets them out of bed every single morning. Do not just plan your finances, plan your life. So, let's recap. Before you take the leap, you must know your exact baseline expense number to generate your required retirement income. You must have a clear timeline for when to activate your pension and government benefits. You must have a bulletproof tax withdrawal strategy so you don't give half your wealth to the Canada Revenue Agency. And you absolutely must have a purpose waiting for you on day one of your new life. Getting ready to retire isn't just about picking a date on the calendar. It's about passing a massive financial stress test. To ensure a transition from a working income to a lasting retirement income, here are the core financial questions that need definitive answers before pulling the plug. If you are ready to take total control of your money, hit that subscribe button right now. And if you are looking at your biggest asset, your house, and wondering how it fits into your retirement plan, you need to watch my video on whether the value of your home is bleeding or booming. Click the video on your screen right now, and I will see you over there.